This week, several huge titles have had updates that included Steam Deck specific changes, and new beta software hits the Steam Deck. That's right, it's Steam Deck news time. But before we get to the news, I need to thank the sponsor of this video, Micro Center. Micro Center is one of the largest consumer electronics retailers in the US. With over 30,000 products in stock, there's something for everyone. Students, IT managers, and gamers alike trust Micro Center for their computer and electronic needs. I always jump at the chance to work with Micro Center because they have knowledgeable staff across their 25 US stores, and a terrific reputation for their sales and service. Plus, they have a great selection of laptops, computer components, monitors, TVs, networking equipment, and a lot more. With the holidays fast approaching, now is the time to shop Micro Center's top deals. Since you're watching this video, there's a pretty good chance that you're a PC gaming enthusiast. With Micro Center's online PC builder, you can choose compatible parts for a brand new PC for that special someone, and then pick up your order in 18 minutes. Or you can have their professional team of technicians assemble your build for you. And once you're done with your build, you can submit your rig to the Micro Center community's build showcase. And when your build is approved, you'll be awarded a coupon for your next in-store purchase. Thank you to Micro Center for sponsoring this video, and now back to it. Alright, first up, A Plague Tale Requiem has just received a brand new update, version 1.3. It includes bug fixes and rebalances the game's AI, but we're talking about this update because it adds support for Steam Deck. Now, this is huge, as A Plague Tale is one of those AAA experiences that feel right at home on Steam Deck. Now, before this update, the game was capped at 30 frames per second and had significant performance issues. And while this update does address the performance problems, the title remains capped at 30 FPS. Hopefully at some point soon, the PC version will receive a patch to play the title at arbitrary frame rates. Next up, Bravely Default 2 has received an update that brings it verified status on Steam. Another example of games from huge publishers bringing their title to deck. Bravely Default 2's latest update includes Steam Cloud save functionality, meaning playing your games on PC and then switching off to a deck should be a seamless experience. Now, Square Enix does have a documented history of providing native Linux support for their games. However, it appears that this is a Proton game, and hey, there's nothing wrong with that. It's just great to see major publishers like Focus Entertainment, Square Enix, and Sony, and hey, even Microsoft is supporting the deck too. That's all pretty cool in my book. So, Tetris Effect had a handful of fixes specifically aimed at the deck. Quote, adding support for selecting your location on a Steam Deck. If you have not set your location yet, the settings screen will pop up when you select effect modes or multiplayer ranked match. This option can now also be changed in Options Gameplay Location. And added support to change the game's resolution settings on a Steam Deck when docked to a monitor. Now, if you haven't played Tetris Effect, then you are missing out on what is, in my opinion, the greatest Tetris experience. It's brilliant, it plays great in VR, and even better, I think, on Steam Deck. Next up, okay, this just looks cool to me. The 3-in-1 JSAUX charger cuts out the middleman. Now, this charger has 3 ports. One might assume that the Type A port can deliver power, but no, actually. The Type C port connects to your deck and is what delivers power, up to 45 watts, while the Type A port supplies USB 2.0 connectivity. Meanwhile, the HDMI port supports 4K 60Hz output to an external monitor or a television. And it's not only compatible with the deck though, that's the brilliance of it. This will work with many laptops, including modern MacBooks and others, as well as iPads and the Nintendo Switch. This charger comes with a 3.3 foot long USB 3.1 Gen 2 Type-C cable and a 12-month warranty, though it does not include an HDMI cable. This seems like the ideal travel companion for the deck. When I took my deck to Los Angeles earlier this year, I brought this dongle with me, and it quickly made a mess of the limited desk space in my hotel room. With something like this, though, having the charger and dock all in one could be an answer to my prayers. JSAUX is really killing it with all these products, and I can't wait to see what they come up with next. Use the links below to pick one up. It's an affiliate link. All right, next up, you can get this Samsung Evo Select 512GB microSD card, which is on sale for $58.99. This is 31% off the usual price, and it's a pretty great deal. I have one of these, and it works great, and I also have one of these in my Steam Deck. Now, if you have a Steam Deck, then you definitely want to have an SD card, and both of these are great options. But I've got to ask, are you enjoying these weekly deep dives into Steam Deck news? If so, why not like that smash button and smash that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all the fun stuff that we're doing here on the channel. Once we hit 100,000 subscribers on this channel, I'm going to be giving away a Steam Deck. Get subscribed so you don't miss that. And thanks. The Steam Deck's custom APU was developed in partnership between AMD and Valve for the Steam Deck. Its 15-watt TDP provides stellar performance for an x86-based processor, and its RDNA 2-based GPU gives us access to titles that would otherwise be completely out of reach for any other integrated GPU. Now, obviously, you're going to get the best performance out of this APU with the Steam Deck's native operating system. That's SteamOS at the helm. But the fact is, you can also install Windows or pretty much any other x86-based OS you want on the deck. And if you're going to do that, you'll want to ensure that you have the latest drivers installed. Otherwise, you'll end up with the standard, buggy, broken Windows experience that OEMs have to tirelessly work to triage into a relatively stable state. So the official Steam Deck Twitter account announced the other day, "Hello, just a quick note that there is an updated Windows APU driver for Steam Deck. This update includes various compatibility, security, stability, and performance improvements for Windows on Steam Deck." And that's pretty cool. It's great to see Valve supporting this even if Windows is an afterthought on the deck. I wish they had more notes on this. What did they add? What did they change? I'd love to know your thoughts on this too. Okay, as we often do around here, we talk about the weekly software updates for Steam Deck. And since our last video, there's been 3 beta channel updates that have hit. On November 3rd, Valve released a small update that addressed some regressions. Quote, "Fixed issues where the reorder controller dialog stopped working from the quick access menu. Fixed issue in desktop mode where the Steam library was not loading properly. Fixed issue where launching a game would take longer to start if there was no network connection. And then they fixed issues starting any game with multiple launch options." Then on November 7th, Valve published a bigger feature update with something that I've been asking for since day 0. And that was, when installing a game, always show the install location picker if there is more than one library folder, and automatically focus the default library folder when the dialog shows up. This is huge, and it's a feature that I've been waiting for since literally day 0. Fixed issue where Steam would be unable to connect in some cases after suspend and resume. Fixed issues where the main window would close and then be reloaded when selecting a friend in the previous or recently played section, when selecting a guide in a game's community feed, and when selecting the downloading label on a game's detail page. And then in desktop mode, they centered the pop-up controller configurator window when viewing controller layout. They fixed the old version of big picture mode opening when hitting the Steam/guide button on the Steam window. And they fixed recently played games not showing up in the recently played shelf in library. And then on Wednesday, there was a bug fix which addressed a few issues. They added an error dialog for when the user clicks on a mail to link. They set scale for startup movies so that the top and bottom of the movie were cropped for 16:9 aspect ratios in docked mode. They fixed an issue in desktop mode that sometimes made it difficult to drag the friends list. They fixed glyphs for third-party Nintendo Switch controllers while streaming. They fixed inaccurate location of context menus for the friends list in desktop mode. And they fixed a bug that could prevent exiting offline mode in the same session where the client entered offline mode. And that's it for updates. The Steam Deck is the greatest gaming device ever made, and if you agree, make sure you get subscribed because that's what we're talking about here. You can also leave a comment and let me know what you think about any of the stories we've covered here today. Now, I want to give a special shout out to my friends on Patreon and my YouTube members who make what I do here possible. It's because of these fine folks that I've been able to grow this show into what it's become. If you believe in the work that I'm doing here and you want to support the show, you can use the links below to become a patron. And thanks. That's going to do it for now though. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a blessed day, and I'll see you next time.